Welcome to English Listening Practice. I'm Taylor Mitchell, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have you join me today for what I promise will be an exciting journey toward confident English understanding. Today's episode is specifically designed for B1 and B2 learners who want to bridge that gap between understanding textbook English and comprehending real-world conversations. We're going to tackle the kind of listening challenges you face every day, from workplace meetings to phone calls, from social gatherings to problem-solving situations. What makes today's episode special is that we're focusing on natural speech patterns. You know, the way people actually speak in real life, with interruptions, filler words, overlapping conversations, and varying speeds. This is the kind of listening practice that will truly unlock your confidence. Here's how we'll structure our hour together. We'll explore 5 different listening scenarios, each designed to challenge specific aspects of your comprehension skills. I'll guide you through workplace meetings, phone conversations, social interactions, customer service situations, and casual storytelling. Each segment includes pre-listening preparation, the actual listening challenge, comprehension questions, and detailed vocabulary explanations. I encourage you to have a notebook ready and don't hesitate to pause and replay sections. That's how we learn. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even if you only catch 70% of what you hear, that's fantastic. Native speakers miss details too, and the key is understanding enough to participate meaningfully in conversations. Are you ready to unlock your confident English understanding? Let's dive in. Our first listening challenge takes us into a workplace meeting. You'll hear a project planning session with multiple speakers discussing timelines, responsibilities, and potential challenges. This is excellent practice for understanding overlapping conversations and workplace vocabulary. Before we listen, let me prepare you for what to expect. You'll hear 4 colleagues: Maria, project manager; David, designer; Sarah, marketing specialist; and Kevin, developer. They're planning a new mobile app launch. Listen for key decisions, deadlines, and who's responsible for what. Pay attention to how they interrupt each other, ask for clarification, and make suggestions. This is how real meetings sound, not perfectly organized, but dynamic and collaborative. Here's the meeting. Taylor. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining our weekly project meeting. Let's start with a quick update on where we stand with the FitTrack app launch. David, how are we doing with the user interface design? Taylor. David. Good question, Maria. The main screens are about 85% complete. I've got the home dashboard and the workout tracking interface finished, but I'm still working on the social features section. The client feedback from last week really changed our direction there. Taylor. Sarah. Oh, speaking of client feedback, I should mention that they loved the color scheme changes. The marketing team thinks the new blue and green palette will really appeal to our target demographic. Taylor. Kevin. That's great to hear, but I need to jump in here. The color changes are affecting some of the back-end integration. It's not a major issue, but it'll add probably 2 days to my development timeline. Taylor. 2 days. Kevin, walk me through what that means for our overall deadline. Are we still on track for the March 15th beta release? Well, if everything else goes smoothly, yes. But you know how these things go. There's always something unexpected. I'd feel more comfortable if we had a buffer of maybe a week. Actually, that might work out perfectly. I was going to say that I could use extra time for user testing on the social features anyway. We want to make sure the friend challenges and group workouts are intuitive. From a marketing perspective, pushing the beta back a week isn't ideal, but it's definitely better than releasing something that's not ready. Our pre-launch campaign is flexible enough to adjust. Okay, so we're looking at March 22nd for the beta. Sarah, what does that do to our full launch timeline? Let me think. If we run the beta for 4 weeks as planned, we'd be looking at a full launch around April 19th instead of April 12th. That's still within our Q1 targets, so I think we're okay. There's one more thing I want to bring up. The fitness tracking integration with Apple Health and Google Fit is more complex than we originally thought. I might need to bring in a consultant for that piece. How much are we talking about? Probably around $3,000 for a week of specialized work. I know it's not ideal, but it's better than me spending 3 weeks figuring it out myself. I vote for the consultant. Kevin, you're already juggling so much with the core app functionality. I agree. Plus, if we nail the health app integration, that's a huge selling point for our marketing campaigns. All right, Kevin, get me a quote by Friday and we'll make it work. David, what do you need from the rest of us to finish the social features? Actually, Sarah, I could use your input on the user engagement features. What would motivate people to invite friends and join challenges? Oh, I have tons of ideas. How about we schedule a quick brainstorming session tomorrow? Maybe 30 minutes? Perfect. Maria, can you send out a calendar invite? Consider it done. Before we wrap up, any other roadblocks or concerns? Just one small thing, the notification system. Do we want push notifications for everything, or should users be able to customize what they receive? Definitely. Nobody wants to be bombarded with notifications. That's a quick way to get people to delete the app. Agreed. Kevin, make sure users can control their notification preferences. Anything else? I think we're good. This was really productive. Same here. I feel much better about our timeline now. Excellent. Let's reconvene next Wednesday at the same time. I'll send out updated project timelines by tomorrow evening. Now let's test your comprehension of this workplace meeting. Question 1. What percentage of the user interface design is complete? "85% complete. David mentioned the main screens are about 85% finished. Question 2. Why does Kevin need extra time for development? The color scheme changes are affecting some back-end integration, which will add about 2 days to his timeline. Question 3. What are the new beta and full launch dates? Beta release, March 22nd. Full launch, around April 19th. Question 4. What external help does Kevin want to bring in? A consultant for fitness tracking integration with Apple Health and Google Fit, costing around $3,000 for a week of work. Question 5. What did the team decide about notifications? They decided notifications should be customizable so users can control what they receive. Let's review the workplace meeting vocabulary. Timeline, schedule or plan with deadlines. Back-end integration, technical connection between systems. Buffer, extra time added as protection against delays. Intuitive, easy to understand and use. Pre-launch campaign, marketing activities before a product release. Q1 targets, goals for the first quarter of the year. Juggling, managing multiple tasks at once. Roadblocks, obstacles or problems. Bombarded, overwhelmed with too much of something. Reconvene, meet again. Notice how the speakers interrupted each other naturally, used filler words like well and actually, and built on each other's ideas. This is authentic workplace communication. Phone conversations present unique listening challenges because you can't see facial expressions or body language. In this segment, you'll hear 2 different phone calls. First, someone scheduling a doctor's appointment, and second, a customer calling about a billing issue. Phone English often includes specific phrases and a more formal structure. Listen for how speakers identify themselves, state their purpose, and navigate through the conversation when they can't see each other. Here's our first phone call, scheduling a medical appointment. Good morning, Riverside Medical Center. This is Jennifer speaking. How can I help you today? Hi, Jennifer. My name is Michael Torres. I need to schedule an appointment with Dr. Williams for a routine checkup. Of course, Mr. Torres. Let me pull up your file. Can you confirm your date of birth for me? Sure, it's July 15th, 1985. Perfect, I have you here. Now, Dr. Williams has availability next week. Are you flexible with timing or do you have specific preferences? I work Monday through Friday, so ideally something in the evening or on the weekend. Is that possible? Let me check. Dr. Williams has evening appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This Tuesday, I have a 5:30 p.m. slot available, or Thursday at 6:15 p.m. Tuesday at 5:30 works perfectly. How long should I expect the appointment to take? For a routine checkup, we typically schedule 30 minutes. Please arrive 15 minutes early to update your insurance information and fill out any necessary forms. Got it. Do I need to bring anything specific? Just your insurance card and a list of any medications you're currently taking. Also, if you have any specific concerns you'd like to discuss with Dr. Williams, it's helpful to write them down beforehand. That's great advice. One more question. I recently switched insurance providers. Will that be a problem? Not at all. We'll just need to verify your new coverage when you arrive. What's your new insurance company? It's Blue Cross Blue Shield. Excellent. We work with them regularly. Mr. Torres, let me confirm your appointment. Tuesday, March 12th at 5:30 p.m. with Dr. Williams for a routine checkup. That's perfect. Thank you so much for your help, Jennifer. You're very welcome. We'll see you Tuesday. Have a great day. Now let's listen to our second phone call, a customer service conversation about a billing issue. Thank you for calling Stream Vision Customer Service. This is Alex speaking. Hi, Alex. My name is Lisa Chen. I'm calling about my monthly bill. I was charged twice this month and I can't figure out why. I'm sorry to hear about the billing confusion, Miss Chen. I'll be happy to help you resolve this. Can you provide me with your account number or the phone number associated with your account? Sure, the phone number is 555-0123. Thank you. I'm pulling up your account now. Okay, I can see your account history. You're right, there are 2 charges this month. Let me investigate what happened. I really appreciate that. I noticed one charge on March 1st for $49.99 and another on March 15th for the same amount. I see exactly what you're referring to. It looks like there was a technical glitch in our billing system on March 15th that caused some customers to be charged twice. This definitely shouldn't have happened. Oh, so it wasn't something I did wrong? Not at all, Miss Chen. This was entirely on our end. The good news is that I can process a refund for the duplicate charge right now. Would you prefer the refund to go back to your original payment method, or would you like account credit? I'd prefer it to go back to my credit card, if that's possible. Absolutely. I'm processing the refund now. You should see the $49.99 credit appear on your statement within 3 to 5 business days. That's wonderful. Will this affect my service at all? Not at all. Your service will continue normally. I've also added a note to your account about this issue, so if you have any questions when you receive your next bill, any representative will be able to see what happened. You've been so helpful, Alex. Is there anything else I need to do? Nothing on your end, Miss Chen. I'm also going to email you a confirmation of today's call and the refund processing just for your records. Perfect. Thank you so much for resolving this so quickly. It's my pleasure. Is there anything else I can help you with today? No, that covers everything. Have a great day. You too, Miss Chen. Thank you for choosing Stream Vision. Let's check your comprehension of these phone conversations. Question 1. What days does Dr. Williams have evening appointments? Tuesdays and Thursdays. Question 2. How early should Michael arrive for his appointment? 15 minutes early to update insurance information and fill out forms. Question 3. What was the cause of Lisa's billing problem? A technical glitch in the billing system on March 15th that caused some customers to be charged twice. Question 4. How long will it take for Lisa's refund to appear? 3 to 5 business days. Question 5. What additional service did Alex provide to Lisa? He added a note to her account about the issue and will email her a confirmation of the call and refund processing. Key phone conversation vocabulary. Pull up your file. Access your information in the computer system. Confirm your date of birth. Verify your birthday for security. Flexible with timing. Able to accommodate different times. Switched insurance providers. Changed insurance companies. Verify your coverage. Confirm your insurance is active. Billing confusion. Problems with payment or charges. Technical glitch. Computer system error. Duplicate charge. Being charged twice for the same thing. Process a refund. Arrange to return money. For your records. For you to keep as documentation. Notice how both conversations followed a similar structure: greeting, identification, problem statement, solution, and confirmation. This is typical for professional phone calls. Social situations present different listening challenges because conversations are more casual, people speak simultaneously, and topics change quickly. You'll hear snippets from a house party where friends are catching up, meeting new people, and having multiple overlapping conversations. Listen for how people introduce themselves, change topics, and navigate social interactions. Pay attention to the informal language, interruptions, and how speakers build rapport with each other. Here's our social gathering scenario. Jamie. Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming to our housewarming party. Make yourselves at home. There's food in the kitchen and drinks on the back patio. Sam. Jamie, this place looks amazing. I love what you've done with the living room. That couch is gorgeous. Oh, thank you. We actually found it at a vintage furniture store downtown. It was such a steal. Riley. Did someone say vintage furniture? I'm obsessed with thrift shopping. Where was this store? It's called Retro Revival on 5th Street. They have the most incredible selection. Sorry to interrupt, but Jamie, you have to tell me about these appetizers. Did you make them yourself? I wish I could take credit, but they're from that new deli on Main Street, although I did make the spinach and artichoke dip from scratch. The dip is incredible. I've already had 3 helpings. I'm definitely going to need the recipe. Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Morgan. I work with Jamie at the marketing firm. Nice to meet you, Morgan. I'm Riley, Jamie's college roommate. How long have you been working together? About 8 months now. Jamie's been such a great mentor, always willing to help with projects and answer questions. Aw, you're too kind. Morgan's being modest. She's one of our most creative team members. Speaking of work, how's everyone handling the whole work from home situation? I'm still trying to figure out a good routine. Oh, I can totally relate. The first few months were rough. I kept getting distracted by household chores and Netflix. I actually love it. No commute, I can work in my pajamas, and my cat keeps me company all day. The flexibility is great, but I miss the office interactions. Video calls just aren't the same as face-to-face conversations. That's exactly why I wanted to have this party. We all need more in-person social time. Jordan, are you guys talking about remote work? I just overheard someone mention it. Yeah, we're comparing experiences. What's your take on it? I'm a teacher, so I had to adapt really quickly during the pandemic. Online teaching was definitely a learning curve, but it taught me so much about technology. I have so much respect for teachers. I can't imagine trying to keep students engaged through a screen. It was challenging, but kids are surprisingly adaptable. Some of my quieter students actually participated more in online discussions. That's fascinating. I never thought about how different personality types might respond differently to virtual versus in-person environments. This is exactly the kind of conversation I was hoping for tonight. It's so interesting to hear everyone's perspectives. Totally agree. Hey, has anyone tried the dessert yet? I brought homemade chocolate chip cookies. You made cookies? I'm definitely trying those. I've been on a baking kick lately, too. What's your favorite thing to bake, Casey? I'm obsessed with making sourdough bread. It's become my pandemic hobby, along with about a million other people. Oh my gosh, sourdough! I tried to maintain a starter for like 2 weeks and completely killed it. It's trickier than it looks. I went through 3 starters before I figured it out. Casey, you should teach a sourdough workshop. I bet everyone here would be interested. I would definitely sign up for that. I love the idea of making bread from scratch. Same here. There's something so satisfying about creating something with your hands. Now let's check your comprehension of this social gathering. Question 1. Where did Jamie find the vintage couch? At a vintage furniture store downtown called Retro Revival on 5th Street. Question 2. What did Jamie make from scratch for the party? Spinach and artichoke dip. Question 3. How long have Morgan and Jamie been working together? About 8 months. Question 4. What subject does Jordan teach? The conversation doesn't specify. Jordan just mentions being a teacher who had to adapt to online teaching during the pandemic. Question 5. What hobby did Casey develop during the pandemic? Making sourdough bread. Social gathering vocabulary. Housewarming party. A party to celebrate moving into a new home. Make yourselves at home. Relax and be comfortable. Such a steal. A great bargain or good price. Take credit. Claim responsibility for something good. From scratch. Made completely by yourself. Mentor. Someone who guides and teaches. Being modest. Not bragging about achievements. Can totally relate. Completely understand the feeling. Learning curve. Period of learning something new. Surprisingly adaptable. Able to adjust better than expected. On a baking kick. Enthusiastic about baking recently. Maintain a starter. Keep sourdough culture alive. From scratch. Made completely by yourself. Notice how conversations flowed naturally from topic to topic. People joined and left discussions organically, and speakers used lots of informal expressions and contractions. Customer service interactions require specific listening skills because you need to understand problems, solutions, and detailed information. You'll hear a conversation between a hotel guest and the front desk staff about a reservation mix-up. Listen for how the problem is identified, the steps taken to resolve it, and the customer service language used to maintain a positive interaction despite the issue. Here's our hotel customer service scenario. Taylor as front desk Alex. Good afternoon and welcome to the Grand Plaza Hotel. I'm Alex, the front desk manager. I understand there might be some confusion with your reservation. Taylor as guest, Patricia. Yes, I'm Patricia Williams. I made a reservation for a deluxe suite for tonight through Friday, but the person who checked me in said you only have a standard room available. Taylor as front desk, Alex. I sincerely apologize for the confusion, Miss Williams. Let me pull up your reservation and see exactly what happened. May I have your confirmation number? Taylor as guest, Patricia. Of course, it's GH4587-2024. I booked this 3 weeks ago specifically because I'm hosting a small business meeting in my suite tomorrow morning. Taylor as front desk, Alex. I see your reservation here, and you're absolutely right. You booked a deluxe suite. Let me check our current availability. I can see what happened. There was a system error yesterday that affected several reservations. This is entirely our fault. Taylor as guest, Patricia. I appreciate your honesty, but I really need this suite. My clients are expecting to meet in a professional environment. Is there anything you can do? Absolutely, Miss Williams. I'm going to make this right. We do have a deluxe suite available, but it's on the 12th floor instead of the 8th floor you originally requested. Would that work for you? The floor doesn't matter, as long as it's the right type of room. What about the rate? Will I be charged extra for the inconvenience? Not at all. In fact, I'm going to honor your original rate and provide a complimentary upgrade to our executive suite at no additional charge. It's larger than the deluxe suite and includes access to our executive lounge. That actually sounds perfect for my meeting. Will I need any special access? I'll program your key card for executive lounge access. Also, since you're hosting a business meeting, would you like me to arrange for additional amenities in your suite? We can provide a coffee service, bottled water, and notepads. That would be wonderful. How much would that cost? Given the inconvenience we've caused, I'd like to provide that at no charge as well. What time is your meeting tomorrow? It's scheduled for 9 a.m. Shall I let you know how many people will be attending? That would be helpful. I'll also make sure housekeeping sets up your suite appropriately for a business meeting. How many attendees are you expecting? 4 people total, including myself. We'll probably need about 2 hours. Perfect. I'll arrange for seating for 4, and I'll have the coffee service delivered to your suite at 8:45 a.m. Is there anything else I can do to ensure your stay meets your expectations? You've been incredibly helpful, Alex. I really appreciate how you've handled this situation. It's absolutely my pleasure, Miss Williams. We value your business and want to make sure you have an excellent experience despite this initial confusion. One last question. If I need anything else during my stay, should I call the front desk or is there a direct number? You can certainly call the front desk, but I'm going to give you my direct extension as well. I'll be working until 6 p.m. today, and I'll be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow, so please don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything at all. Thank you so much, Alex. You've turned what could have been a disaster into a positive experience. That's exactly what we aim for, Miss Williams. Enjoy your stay, and I hope your business meeting goes wonderfully tomorrow. Let's test your comprehension of this customer service interaction. Question 1. What was the original problem with Patricia's reservation? Pause 10 seconds. She booked a deluxe suite but was told only a standard room was available. Question 2. What caused the reservation mix-up? Pause 10 seconds. A system error yesterday that affected several reservations. Question 3. What upgrade did Alex offer Patricia? Pause 10 seconds. A complimentary upgrade to an executive suite with access to the executive lounge. Question 4. What does the executive lounge include? Pause 10 seconds. Complimentary breakfast, afternoon snacks, and evening cocktails from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Question 5. What additional services did Alex arrange for Patricia's business meeting? Pause 10 seconds. Coffee service, bottled water, notepads, appropriate seating for 4 people, and coffee delivery at 8:45 a.m. Customer service vocabulary? Confirmation number, reference code for a reservation, system error, computer malfunction, entirely our fault, completely our responsibility, make this right, fix the problem properly, honor your original rate, charge the originally agreed price, complimentary upgrade, free improvement to better service, at no additional charge, without extra cost. Program your key card, set up electronic access. Additional amenities, extra services or features. Given the inconvenience, considering the trouble caused. Meets your expectations, satisfies what you hoped for. Value your business, appreciate you as a customer. Don't hesitate to reach out. Feel free to contact me. Notice how Alex used empathetic language, took responsibility, offered multiple solutions, and went above and beyond to turn a negative situation into a positive experience. Our final segment features storytelling, which helps you practice following narratives with descriptive language, emotions, and sequential events. You'll hear me tell a personal story about a travel adventure that didn't go as planned. Stories often include past tense verbs, descriptive adjectives, and emotional language. Listen for the sequence of events, the problems encountered, and how they were resolved. Here's my travel adventure story. I have to tell you about the most chaotic but ultimately amazing travel experience I've ever had. It was supposed to be a simple weekend getaway to San Francisco with my best friend Emma, but it turned into something completely unexpected. We had planned everything meticulously: flights, hotel reservations, restaurant bookings, even tickets to Alcatraz. We were so organized, or so we thought. Everything started going wrong from the moment we arrived at the airport. Our flight was delayed by 3 hours due to a mechanical issue. Not ideal, but we figured we'd just arrive late and adjust our plans. Little did we know this was just the beginning of our adventure. When we finally landed in San Francisco, it was pouring rain, and I mean absolutely torrential, the kind of rain that soaks you through in seconds. We hadn't packed umbrellas because the weather forecast had predicted sunny skies all weekend. So there we were, two soaking wet tourists trying to hail a taxi in the middle of a downpour. After 20 minutes of futile attempts, we decided to take the subway to our hotel. Big mistake. The subway was packed with equally drenched commuters, and we had no idea which line to take. Emma pulled out her phone to check the map, but of course, her battery was dead. My phone had about 10% battery left, so I frantically searched for directions while trying to keep it dry. We ended up on the wrong train, going in the opposite direction of our hotel. By the time we figured out our mistake and made it to the hotel, it was 9 p.m. We were exhausted, soaked, and starving. But here's where the story gets interesting. When we approached the front desk, the clerk looked at us sympathetically and said, "You two look like you've had quite an adventure." When I explained our situation, she upgraded us to a suite with a beautiful view of the Golden Gate Bridge, completely free of charge. She also recommended a cozy restaurant within walking distance that served the most incredible seafood I'd ever tasted. The next morning, we woke up to brilliant sunshine. It was as if the previous day's chaos had been washed away with the rain. We spent the day exploring Fisherman's Wharf, riding the famous cable cars, and laughing about our disastrous arrival. But the best part happened on our second day. We were walking through Chinatown when we stumbled upon a street festival that wasn't in any of our guidebooks. There were traditional dancers, amazing food vendors, and local artists selling handmade crafts. We spent hours there, talking to locals and learning about the neighborhood's history. We met an elderly man named Mr. Chen who had lived in Chinatown for 60 years. He told us stories about the neighborhood's evolution and even taught us how to make traditional dumplings at his family's restaurant. It was magical, the kind of authentic experience you can't plan. On our final day, we did make it to Alcatraz, but honestly, it paled in comparison to our spontaneous adventures. The prison tour was interesting, but meeting Mr. Chen and discovering that hidden street festival, those were the moments that made the trip unforgettable. When we were flying home, Emma and I realized that all our careful planning had actually limited our possibilities. If everything had gone according to plan, we would have missed the most wonderful parts of our trip. Sometimes the best adventures happen when you're forced to go off script. Now let's check your comprehension of this travel story. Question 1. How long was their flight delayed? 3 hours due to a mechanical issue. Question 2. Why didn't they have umbrellas? The weather forecast had predicted sunny skies all weekend. Question 3. What went wrong with their subway journey? Emma's phone battery was dead, Taylor's phone was almost dead, and they ended up on the wrong train going in the opposite direction. Question 4. How did the hotel clerk help them? She upgraded them to a suite with a Golden Gate Bridge view for free and recommended a cozy restaurant nearby. Question 5. What was special about Mr. Chen? He was an elderly man who had lived in Chinatown for 60 years, told them stories about the neighborhood's history, and taught them how to make traditional dumplings. Question 6. What lesson did they learn from their trip? That careful planning can limit possibilities and that the best adventures happen when you're forced to go off script. Storytelling vocabulary. Meticulously, very carefully and thoroughly. Little did we didn't realize at the time. Torrential rain, extremely heavy rain. Soaks you through, makes you completely wet. Futile attempts, unsuccessful efforts. Equally drenched, just as wet. Frantically, in a panic or hurry. Sympathetically, with understanding and compassion. Brilliant sunshine, very bright, beautiful sun. Stumbled upon, discovered by accident. Paled in comparison, seemed much less important. Go off script, deviate from the plan. Unforgettable, impossible to forget. What an incredible journey we've taken together today. We've practiced listening to workplace meetings, phone conversations, social gatherings, customer service interactions, and personal storytelling. Each segment challenged different aspects of your listening comprehension skills. Let's review what we've accomplished. In the workplace meeting, you practiced following multiple speakers, understanding project terminology, and tracking decisions and deadlines. The phone conversations helped you develop skills for understanding speech without visual cues and navigating formal communication structures. Our social gathering segment exposed you to casual, overlapping conversations where topics change quickly and speakers interrupt each other naturally. The customer service scenario taught you to follow problem-solving processes and understand service industry language. Finally, our storytelling segment challenged you to follow a narrative structure, understand descriptive language, and connect with emotional content. Here are my key tips for continuing to build your listening confidence. First, embrace the messiness of real conversation. Native speakers interrupt, use filler words, and don't always speak in perfect sentences. This is normal. Second, focus on understanding the main message rather than every single word. Even if you miss some details, you can often understand the overall meaning from context. Third, pay attention to speakers' tone and emotion. These nonverbal cues provide crucial information about meaning and intent. Fourth, practice with various English accents and speaking speeds. Real-world English comes in many forms, and exposure to diversity will make you more confident. Finally, be patient with yourself. Listening comprehension develops gradually, and every practice session builds your skills. Your homework this week: choose one segment from today's episode and listen to it twice more. The first time, focus on understanding the main ideas. The second time, pay attention to specific vocabulary and expressions you might have missed. Then, try to use 3 new phrases from today's episode in your own conversations or writing. This active practice will help move vocabulary from your passive understanding to active use. Remember, confidence comes from preparation and practice. Every time you challenge yourself with authentic English content, you're building the neural pathways that will help you understand real conversations effortlessly. Thank you for spending this hour with me working on your listening skills. I'm Taylor Mitchell, and I'm genuinely excited about your English learning journey. Keep practicing, keep challenging yourself, and most importantly, keep believing in your ability to understand and communicate in English. Until next time, keep listening with confidence.